Hello, so for this video I am using Screencast-O-Matic as a way to screencast. Um, it's really easy. You can get the free version. I think I pay a little more for longer videos because I do flipped classes, but if you're doing short videos or just showing a student like how to do a quick thing, you can get it for free and it works on everything. But I'm going to show you how to take quizzes from one course and put them into another course. And you can also do this if you find stuff on the Canvas Commons. And so I'll probably be putting my Chem 10 course on the Canvas Commons just for anybody to use. But if you're Chem 10 teacher, then you do have access to the Chemistry 10 Bootcamp course, which is what I have pulled up right now. One helpful thing with Canvas is when you have everything open, it can be kind of hard to navigate things. So I always close my titles for my modules so that I have everything kind of organized. I instruct my students to do the same thing. So going into finding your quizzes and bringing them over, I would go into settings, which is down at the bottom left. And then you're going to go to export course content. And this is if you're going into the Canvas class. I think that you guys can do this as a student, but I'm not sure. So I also will go ahead and post the quiz file maybe into Teams, or message me if you need me to send you the course file. It might be too big to send via email, so I'll try to put it onto Teams. But I think we do have some people who are teachers, so you can do this if you're a teacher, but if you're labeled as a student here, you may not be able to do this. Just not thought of that. So if you do, though, go to export course content. And this is for if you have a course at one school and you want to bring it over to your other school, if you're an adjunct like me. You can do the whole course, or you can just do a quiz. So I'll just do these quizzes. And I don't want any of these pre-assessment and post-assessments, but I do want these chapter practices. So these are the ones that PCC has made. They're not all entirely correct, so you may want to go through and just kind of do a quick check of them. But these are all really, really large number of problems, and then you can assign only 10 or so problems from each section. So just kind of like mastering chemistry, students will get a randomized number of questions. So they are not all taking the same questions, which can kind of help with security. So kind of think about these as like a question bank. I provide them to the bootcamp students for practice, but I don't know how many students actually sit down and do like 100 questions on chapter 2 content, but it's there for them if they want. So just kind of keep that in mind too, that they do have access to this as well. If you're trying to use it for like a super secure quiz, they've already possibly maybe have seen these problems. But you will do with the export. And then if it's a bigger file, of course, it takes longer, but then you'll click on New Export, and it will download the export. And then I'm going to go into my class that I wanted, and I'm going to go to Settings and Import Course Content. And then you could select from copy a whole course. If somebody sends you a Canvas course export package, that's what this is, because this is an export package. You can also do actual quiz files. So if somebody sends you like a single quiz file from Moodle, D2L, Blackboard, like any courses that maybe you have had on these other platforms, you can export them and import them into Canvas as well. So that's pretty cool. So we have an export package here because we have this this quiz package. And I'm going to choose the file that I just downloaded, this quiz export. And then I'm going to select specific content just so you can kind of see what that looks like. And then you can totally adjust events and due dates. So if you don't want to bring over someone else's due dates, I would honestly just remove all dates. That's the easiest way to do this, because if you're trying to like shift the dates, so make it 2 days later or whatever, then it's going to do that for everything. So if you are bringing over anybody else's Canvas course, I would remove all dates. And then select specific content. If you're bringing in somebody's Canvas course, you don't want to bring in all of their announcements, because then your students are going to get automatically bombarded with announcements. And so that can be really stressful for students when they're kind of confused as to what's going on. So right now it's running the upload, and then it'll ask me to pick the content in just a second. So I'll pause this and then come back when it's ready. Okay, so we are ready to go for content. So we're going to select our content. And I see that I have some files. here, and I can actually just do all of these quiz files, or I can do none of them, or I can pick them. So I'm just going to bring over these files, and then for each quiz I'm going to bring over, I can pick which ones I want. So if I don't want chapter 12, but I do want chapter 14 or whatever, but I'm just going to pick all of them and all the files that go with them. The files are, some of them have like images and stuff, so you want to copy them over. And they all have like import little packages with like settings and stuff, so you may want to copy that over as well. I just am usually more safe than sorry and kind of copy everything over. And then once you have your quizzes totally, when it says completed, then you can actually just, you'll go to your quizzes page and you'll see everything that I've uploaded in there, and then I can go through and I can assign it. I think that they're going to come over unpublished, and then I can publish them, assign them, rename them, do whatever I want with them once they are in my new Canvas course. So hopefully that answers any questions you have about bringing quizzes over from another class.